Welcome to Election Connection, Western Connecticut State University's live news and election coverage for 2022. I'm Jacob Schultz. This is Election Connection's 12th year, and we are here tonight until midnight, with news and issues important to Connecticut.
And I'm Malik Riasik. Tonight we are covering national as well as state races, including those in Fairfield County. Let's go to the board with Jake Nicolari to talk about those Connecticut races. Jake, make it smarter.
All right, thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Alec. Tonight we are going to be looking at races in Connecticut. Right now we're going to focus on races in Connecticut. Later tonight we will get to races out of the state in Arizona, Georgia, and countless other important races to who controls the Senate this year. First, we're going to be looking at a race between... We're trying to get our election board all aligned and perfect so that later tonight you guys know exactly what is happening in these races.
That's a good story.
What do you mean story? That's what's happening.
Connection.
Oh, I like how if I turn, you see it starts fading away. Just like part of my head. I got a nice little cut in my head.
Here at Election Connection tonight.
So you didn't have to get on your knees and wrinkle your suit. I put the power cord there for you.
Thank you, Richard. Appreciate it.
I was really confused about where that was going.
Very, very, very kind of you, Richard. Very kind of you, Richard. All right. Here tonight at Election Connection, we'll be discussing the shave of the year. I'm a little on the fence. What about you, Alec?
Yeah, it says the presenter is not connected. So it's the computer.
It says he's not connected. Yeah. I'll do my power.
I'll try and connect him right now.
Okay, hold on. What's up?
And Jake, you gotta let her know, if you can't, advance the slides, there's gotta be some kind of cue you give to Kelly so that she does it manually.
Oh, well, I was able to advance the slides. It was just like way above me.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problem actually advancing them.
With it was the screen
That.
capture.
Yeah.
It like glitched and it does that, and I don't know.
But if it does that, we're gonna have to go to the West
We're just gonna-
Election Connection logo, you're just have to rip.
Yeah. So if that happens, then you'll just have to.
And we'll dump out of you early. You'll just finish your thought, we'll dump out of you early.
Okay.
If that happens. And if you cannot advance the slide, there's gotta be some kind of cue you give to Kelly so she advances it. Or you let us know.
I'm gonna make
Jake,
it.
you're gonna say, but that's pretty much wrapping it up for me, gentlemen. I'm gonna throw it back to the desk. So you give us enough time to get off of here.
I can totally do that, but what I think I'm gonna do is, Kelly, so I'll face this way when I'm reading a slide or like talking about it.
You know how you like do it like, bro, again? Bro, it's hard. I think there's like a problem with my.
No, you broke.
Ready?
No.
Welcome to Election Connection, Western Connecticut State University's live news and election coverage for 2022. I'm Jacob Schultz. This is Election Connection's 12th year, and we are here tonight until midnight with news and issues important to Connecticut.
And I'm Alec Riasic. Tonight we're covering national and state races, including those races in Fairfield County. Let's go to the board with Jake Nicolari to talk about those Connecticut races. Now, Jake, make us smarter.
Thank you, Alec. Thank you, Jacob. Tonight, we are going to be looking at races all over Connecticut. First, we'll talk about Senate and House races in Connecticut, and we'll talk about Senate races out of the state. We're going to talk about ballot measures in Connecticut. This year, early voting is on the ticket. And then with our out-of-state races later in the night, we'll cover in Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, New Hampshire, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Utah, and Wisconsin. There's a lot of very important Senate races this year, and that's why we're going to cover all of them. First tonight in Connecticut, we're going to look at the race between Ned Lamont and Bob Stefanowski. Currently, Ned Lamont is projected to win, but it's nothing to guarantee him the win over Bob Stefanowski, so we'll be coming back to this later tonight with more updates for you. The next race we'll look at is the state Senate race in Connecticut between Richard Blumenthal and Leora Levy. Leora Levy is a Trump-endorsed Republican who has come out hard against Richard Blumenthal, who is a staunch anti-Trump opposition. And Richard Blumenthal is projected to win this race, but there's no guarantees on election night. Our next race is a very key House race in close to Connecticut. It's the 5th Congressional District, which is right here in Danbury and surrounding cities. We're going to be covering the Johanna Hayes versus George Logan race. Johanna Hayes has taken quite a moderate stance, just like George Logan, who's running along the same lines that a lot of Republicans are in Connecticut, where they're taking hard economic stances and softer social stances. Our next is a state Senate race, is the 24th Congressional District, which is Danbury and Ridgefield. Julie Kushner, our incumbent, versus Michelle Coelho. Michelle Coelho has stepped away from the Republican Party line like George Logan, has come out hard against the communist Democratic Party. In the 26th district, we see Cece Mayer and Tony Boucher. This race is going to be an interesting race because neither are the incumbent party, and we'll come back later tonight with more results on that race. In the 28th Congressional District, home to Bethel and some other cities around Bethel, we have Tim Gavin versus the incumbent, Tony Huang. Huang, the incumbent, is just like George Logan, taking that hard fiscal, soft social stance. And he's running against Tim Gavin, the young and upcoming Democrat in Bethel. In the 42nd House Congressional District, we have Keith Denning versus Kim Healy, another race with no incumbent. We have the 101st Congressional District, which is right here around Danbury, where we have Amy Berger-Gravallo versus Robert Herbert. Next, we will be looking at Lieutenant Governor Susan Beischwitz versus Laura Devlin. Beischwitz is our incumbent, but there's no guarantee that she will win this race. We will also look at the Attorney General of Connecticut. We will look at the Secretary of State, both not the incumbent, so this will be an interesting race for Connecticut. And then lastly, we're going to look at the probate judge of Danbury, key race to us here in Danbury. We have Joseph De Silva Jr. versus Dom Ciafalo. This race is going to be important to deciding things directly in Danbury, like infant birth certificates and probation. Back to you guys at the desk.
Well, thanks so much for the update there, Jake. Really do appreciate it. I just want to remind anyone who may have tuned in a little bit early that you are watching what is essentially our final tech run-through for Election Connection. We're just making sure that all of our systems are up and running. But please join us back at 8 p.m. for the formal show. That's when we're going to be starting, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can watch us here, and you can also listen to us over the radio at 91.7 FM. Now, a very interesting topic to discuss tonight, and one that's been in the news cycle quite a bit, is democracy at risk? Let's take a look.
Got it?
Welcome to Election Connection, Western Connecticut State University's live news and election coverage for 2022. I'm Jacob Schultz. This is Election Connection's 12th year, and we are here tonight until midnight with news and issues important to Connecticut.
And I'm Alec Riasic. Tonight we're covering national and state races, including those races in Fairfield County. Let's go to the board with Jake Nicolari to talk about those Connecticut races. Now, Jake, make us smarter.
Thank you, Alec. Thank you, Jacob. Tonight we are going to be looking at a breaking race that we are testing our breaking race board. If it pops up, we're going to test our breaking news, our breaking election. Somebody won. Oh, okay. Then we're actually going to talk about the Senate, House Reps, and the ballot measures in Connecticut. The ballot measures are going to be for early voting this year. We're also going to look at Senate races in Arizona, Georgia, Nevada, New Hampshire, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Utah, and Wisconsin. All super important races to the Senate and the composition of it this year. We're going to start in CT with our governor's race between Ned Lamont and Bob Stefanowski. Now our incumbent Ned Lamont is projected to win over Bob Stefanowski, and this is not something surprising for our blue state Connecticut, but this race will still be important to keep up with, much like the Senate race, not the state Senate race, just the Senate race between Richard Blumenthal and Leora Levy in Connecticut. Now this is interesting because Leora Levy is a super Trump endorsed candidate, worked for Trump under his presidency, and Richard Blumenthal takes staunch opposition to Donald Trump. And this is something that'll play out in the story tonight.
So it appears as if we have some breaking news coming out here tonight. It looks as if the Republicans are going to take the Senate seat for Connecticut for the first time since 1993. Crazy stuff. Unprecedented. Sorry, JC, I couldn't fully hear you.
Yeah.
Guam. Okay, that cut out. I didn't hear that, JC. Well, it looks like Guam is going to be flipping red for the first time since 1993. Very unexpected. Wow. I have to say, of all the places that I thought might vote majority Republican, I did not think that the territory of Guam was going to be one of them. It's pretty remarkable, Alec. What'd you say?
That is very remarkable that Guam would be running red.
Absolutely. Well, so do you want to continue at the board, Jake? Or should we? All right. Well, so some great updates there on races across the country from Jake Nicolari at the board. What we're going to be talking about now is something that I'm sorry, I literally can't hear JC because it keeps cutting in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. So I have no idea what he's saying to me. Okay, JC, I can hear you now, but it's like you're like a mile away, like you're whispering. All right, and I'll hear like every other word, barely. Okay, thank you. I don't know what he's saying. It's like I can't.
Nah, do you think?
Can you hear him? Okay.
I mean, yeah, I can hear him, but I heard the in and out. But
See,
I think
like,
that's just him transferring, wanting to talk to you instead when he does that. So I don't think like my thing is the problem. I think
No, I don't think yours is the problem either.
Yeah.
Do either of you have your phone near you?
Mine is like in my backpack. Is that?
The batteries are brand new. I just put them in.
The problem is that these things are like really fucking old.
I know. I've been saying it for fucking years.
That is the issue. You know, it's nothing you're doing.
Fine.
It's just, dude. So I don't know what would cause that. Like it keeps like it's like and then it comes back. You know.
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah,
keeps.
no, these are literally from like 1997, bro.
It's nowhere near your phone, right?
My phone is in my backpack, which is like
These
3-4
batteries are
feet away.
brand new. I just put them in. No, I'm gonna keep these. I'm fine to use them somewhere.
Yeah.
How about the batteries on this end?
Try this, it's always Jacob's. Do it
We might try this side for you instead.
Just replace it.
Okay, I can hear JC counting now.
Hold up.
I can hear him.
This one's like the same as that one you got.
Alright.
I can hear you, JC. I can hear you.
It sounds a lot crisper. Yeah, I can hear him now. It sounds a lot more clear. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna leave this here with you guys. It's off. If anything goes wrong and you need to change while it's on another thing, just switch to this one.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Yeah. It should be on a channel you can hear. Just finding where you put it.
Sure. I'll hide it. Bro, you need a Red Bull.
Yo, it sounds like it, right? But I've had, what, 2, maybe 3?
2?
Yeah, I've had 2
I've
already.
seen a lot of the
Like that.
polling data. It's been
It didn't
pulled
work now.
together at my.
Who knows? Maybe a monster might just be the wave.
I boosted the IFP audio a bit. See if that's any help.
All right. Am I supposed to be hearing anything right now?
No.
Weston being worked on, I think, as we speak.
All right,
Which
we're
is
gonna
more
do a tea break
secure,
now.
Oh, we can piss now?
American democracy
We're just gonna run
or the British monarchy?
tests until it's time to go.
Run, 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 run. Okay.
So we're taking a little break.
Taking a little break for introduction. Great test. Great run through.
Really?
No,
I'm a little.
Yeah, for
little.
we got about 10 minutes of it.
Hey, listen. No, yeah.
Everything's gonna get here.
At the end of the day. So, Alec, listen to me, man. Shit's gonna happen. Like, something will go wrong.
You were.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm expecting it.
Do not stop talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you're having trouble,
Yeah.
look at me,
Ask a question.
and I'll start fucking talking.
Okay.
But like, something will happen.
Okay.
I promise you. Yeah. And those questions, try and line them up with like what we're talking about. You know.